Flight. Attention. Hat. Cover. Lift. Head. Dismiss. First two down. Hello, everyone. My name is Technical Sergeant Hunter, and I'm going to be your instructor for today's drill lesson. Today, we're going to talk about DCID, dress, cover, interval, and distance, as well as how they work within the 4 different flight formations. So what I need is one volunteer. You, oh, perfect. Thank you. Could you come up here real quick now? What I need for you to do is I need for you to face in that direction. Because we're going to do a little illustration. You got good eyes, sir? Hell yeah. So you're going to help me out. So first and foremost, DCID, I want you to remember this because it's very important. Check it out. When we are in our formations or this choreography, one of the things that we need to make sure we're doing is keeping our spacing and our alignment correct. Spacing and alignment is key for keeping in your specific spot throughout the movement. Sometimes we're going to be turning, we're going to be moving around, we're going to do all kinds of things. But if you lose your spot, the entire dance routine breaks down. Everyone always has 2 roles, depending on what formation they're in. We're going to talk about the 4 possible ways that you have to hold yourself in your spot, and it starts with dress. Now, dress is very simple. Dress is the alignment of you to the person to the side of you. So my wingman with the good eyes, Cadet Guessman, I want you to tell me right now, from your vantage point, do I have my alignment to Cadet Talamantes?
No, sir.
Oh, then I should fix it. If someone calls cover, it's a simple fix. Now would you say I have my dress to the cadet?
No, sir. A little forward.
Too easy. What about now?
Too far forward, sir.
Oh, little back. What about now?
Too far forward still.
Little back. What about now?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. So remember, when we're talking about dress, we're talking about the alignment to the person to the side of you. That's the first one. The second one is C. C for cover. Man, would you do me the favor and turn 90 degrees to your right? Facing your wingman. Now we're going to talk about alignment again. But this time we're talking about the alignment between you and the member in front of you. Would you tell me, do I have my cover to Cadet Talamantes?
No, sir.
Oh, then maybe I should fix it. Now do I have my cover?
Yes, sir.
Outstanding. Remember, dress and cover, we're talking about alignment. We maintain alignment whenever we are in our formation. But now let's talk about something a little different. Let's talk about spacing. Because it's not just important enough to have your alignment, you're also going to ensure that you have the correct amount of space between you and the people around you. Would you do me a favor? Actually, no, continue facing them. For the eye, it gets a little tricky because it's 2 types. For interval, that is simply the spacing between you and the person to the side of you. Now we have 2 types. We have normal interval and we have close interval. Now for normal interval, it is approximately 1 arm's length. Cadet Talamantes, can you do me a favor and bring up your left arm straight out to the side with your palms down and your fingers together. Perfect. Would you say I have my normal interval to the cadet?
No, sir.
Oh, let's fix it. Drop your arm, please. What about now?
Yes, sir.
Too easy. But sometimes we gotta shrink down because we gotta get through these little itty bitty walkways. So if we want to do that, then we're simply going to move to close interval. Close interval is approximately 4 inches. 4 inches measured from the shoulder to shoulder of the person to the side of you. If you want to know what that looks like, Cadet Talamantes could place her palm right on that bony part of her hip with her elbow facing straight out this way. And then if I was to get my shoulder to shoulder to her, that would be approximately 4 inches. Would you say right now I have close interval to Cadet Talamantes?
No, sir.
Well, let's fix it. Drop your arm, please. What about now?
Yes, sir.
Oh, easy fix. Easy fix. Remember, now we're talking about spacing. Last, we're going to talk about distance. Would you do me a favor and turn 90 degrees to your left? So we talked about the alignment of the person inside of you, the alignment of the person in front of you. We talked about the spacing of the person inside of you. So what should we talk about now? Do you know Cadet Rivera? No worries. What about you, ma'am? The spacing between you and the person in front of us. Absolutely. That's the last thing. We call that distance. Distance is going to be approximately 40 inches measured from the chest to the back of the person in front of you. Now, if you want to know what 40 inches looks like, if I take the arm about like this, it's about the best I can show. So, would you say that I have my distance from Cadet Telemontes?
No, sir.
Oh, let's fix it. What about now?
Yes, sir.
Copy that. You're good to go, ma'am. I appreciate you. Are there any questions about DCID, dress cover, interval, and distance? What you got, sir?
Sir, what if I have a longer arm than the average cadet?
Good question. So we might say, what if your arm is longer than the average cadet? Says the tallest person in the flight. Good question. I understand your concern. However, it doesn't matter. It's simply one arm's length. Because in this DCID, a lot of it is actually works off approximation. Notice the words I say. It is one arm's length, approximately 40 inches, approximately 4 inches, those different things. So don't worry too much if the inches are off. Make sense? Cool. Any other questions? That was a good one. All right, well, let's move on. So now that we know that we establish alignment, that we actually, that we maintain our alignment and we establish our spacing, right? We maintain our dress, we maintain our cover, we establish the interval, and we establish our distance. Now we're going to talk about when to actually use those, because sometimes you might establish distance when other times you're establishing the interval. I would like everyone to stand up and turn 90 degrees to your right. Everyone take a knee with the exception of my guide on bear. Do so now. Now, we talked about what DCID was. Now, let's talk about your roles in this choreography. Each one of you are going to have different jobs. You need to know it, because if you don't, it's going to be super obvious when you mess up and everybody else is in step. You don't want to break down because you don't know your role in the mission. So let's take it down. First and foremost, we have the guide. Now, don't confuse the guide with the guide on bear. The guide is a position with two roles. And the guide on bear is simply a guide that has a guide. So my guide has two responsibilities. Most importantly, write it down. It is the direction of travel and the rate of march. Direction of travel and the rate of march. Where are we going? How fast we going to get there? If you have no one in front of you, stand up. Now, they are also very important because these two individuals are my leading individuals. That's why no one's in front of them, because they're leading. They have two jobs. They're going to maintain their dress, particularly to the right, and they are going to establish the interval, aka the spacing between the elements for the rest of the flight. You are currently in column formation. This is going to be the rules for column formation. If you have no one to the right of you, stand up. Now you are my base file. Because see, the base file, they establish something and they maintain something as well. Except they maintain their cover, aka that alignment to the person in front of them, and they establish the distance, aka the spacing between them and the person in front of them. In their individual ranks, they're in charge of ensuring that nobody is too close to the backs of the person in front of them. That's why they establish that distance. There's no one they dress to because they're the furthest to the right. For everyone else, go ahead and stand up. For everyone who just moved, you are my remaining individual. You establish nothing, but you maintain two things. You will maintain your dress, particularly to the right, and you will maintain your cover, alignment to the person in front of you. Any questions on column formation? Cool. Everyone turn 90 degrees to your left. Everyone needs to take a knee with the exception of the guide on bear. Now, my guide on bear, he is still leading in his formation, even though he seems to be off to the side. Pretty soon you'll know why. He still has the same dang responsibilities. He is going to be in charge of the direction of travel as well as the rate of march. Where are we going? How fast are we getting there? If you have no one in front of you, stand up. Now notice something. They are my leading individuals, which is a little different than when we were in column formation. We have a lot more of them. But see, the same thing. They're going to maintain their dress to the right, all the way in the direction of the guidon. You're going to notice a bit of a trend here. They have two responsibilities. As well as maintaining dress to the right, they're also establishing that interval. That way everyone behind them keeps the correct spacing between them and the side of them. Everyone that has no one to the right of them, stand up. You have no one to your right, stand up. You two that just stood up, you are my base file. You two are responsible of maintaining your cover to the person in front of you and establishing that distance, that spacing between you and the person in front of you. Everyone else, stand up. You are my remaining individuals. Once again, you're going to be in charge of maintaining your dress and your cover, particularly dressing to the right. Any questions on line formation? Everyone turn 90 degrees to your left. Gotta bear if you could do me a favor and post in the back of the third element. Everyone except for this cadet, take a knee. Now, things look a little crazy now, because now we are in what we call inverted column formation. You know it's inverted column formation because it is 180 degrees away from column formation. Strange, because the guide isn't actually the same person as the guidon bearer. That's why we have distinction between the two. However, all he did was adopt the responsibilities from the guidon bearer. He is now, the last cadet in the back of the third element is now responsible for the direction of travel and the rate of march. Where are we going? How fast are we going to get there? If you have no one to the left of you, stand up. Y'all are my base file. Now notice there's a bit of a difference. Now we start talking about inverted. Now things start going to the left. Remember that. Because these people who just stood up, you are responsible for maintaining your cover and establishing that distance. If you have no one in front of you, stand up. Sir, would you mind telling me who are they?
Your leading individuals.
My leading individuals. You are absolutely correct, wingman. Their jobs are simple. It's the same as in line and the same as in column formation. They're going to be the ones ensuring that they maintain that dress, but to what direction? Who knows? Yeah, I'm quizzing y'all. Mm-hmm. Which direction are they dressing to? What you got? To the left. To the left. Absolutely, wingman. They maintain their dress to the left. But how do you know?
Because we're inverted.
Because we're inverted. I like that answer. They're also in charge of ensuring that they establish that interval, that spacing between each other. So everyone else, go ahead and stand up. You are my remaining individuals. Someone, don't matter who, tell me what the responsibilities are for the remaining individuals. I'll pick someone. What you got?
To keep alignment, sir.
To keep alignment. So what do we call that?
Our dress.
Dress is one of them. What's the other kind of alignment?
Our interval.
Not quite. Somebody help them out.
Distance.
Not quite. This is a spacing. What you got?
Cover.
Cover, absolutely. So remember, alignment is going to be our dress and our cover. And our spacing is going to be that interval and that distance. Where we have our alignment plus our spacing, that's how we keep our spot no matter what. No matter if a freaking hurricane comes, start blowing y'all around, you know where to reset back if you keep those two things. Everyone turn 90 degrees to your left. Now I want everyone, with the exception of the guidon bearer, to take a knee. Congratulations, guidon bearer, you got your job back. You are once again in charge of the direction of travel and the rate of march in inverted line formation. If you do not have anyone to the left of you, stand up. Y'all are my base file. For my base file, y'all have two responsibilities. You are in charge of maintaining your cover as well as what? They maintain their cover and dress. Not quite. Who would they dress to? They're the furthest to the left. Help me out.
Distance.
And establishing distance, 100%. Thank you. So they establishing that distance, right? That spacing, as well as maintaining their cover, ensuring that they are directly behind the person in front of them. If you have no one in front of you, stand up. You are my leading individuals. Now, for my leading individuals, same thing. This should start getting repetitive by this point. Y'all are in charge of, not in charge, but y'all will do two things. You will maintain your what?
Distance.
Maintain distance? No.
Dress.
Maintain your dress. Dress where?
Push the person in front of us.
Dress to the person in front of us? No, we don't dress to the person in front of
The
us.
side up, sir.
Help me out.
To the left, sir.
Dress to the left. How do you know that?
Because the guide on bear is to the left.
Because the guide on bearer is to the left. Do we always dress to where the guide on bearer is?
The base file.
The base file? Okay, I'll take that because the base file is to the left. If you're dressing to the left and the base file to the left, then you know you're doing the right thing. Absolutely. So we are maintaining our dress to the left and we are establishing something. What are we establishing, leading individuals? What you got?
The interval, sir.
The interval. Absolutely. Absolutely. Everyone else, go ahead and stand up. Y'all have two jobs. I'm not going to teach you. Y'all know this. Teach me. What are the jobs of the remaining individuals? Yes, sir.
Maintain cover distance, sir.
Maintain cover and maintain distance is incorrect. Somebody help me out. What you got?
Maintain dress and cover, sir.
Maintain dress and maintain cover. They are particularly ensuring they have their alignment because in essence, they are going to get their spacing correct. If they dress to the right person, your spacing is correct. If you get your cover to the right person, your spacing is correct. So if you are a remaining individual, there is no need for you to worry about spacing because your job is simply to align to the person, the reference to your left if you're in an inverted formation, or align with the person in front of you if you are in any formation. Any questions on inverted line formation? I want to go a step deeper. I'm going to go a little step deeper. Let's talk about it because I've noticed that a lot of trainees, they get kind of confused about the concept of the guide on bear and how they can still lead if we're in a line or inverted line formation. Could somebody explain to me how he could possibly be in charge of the direction of travel and the rate of march when he's off to the far left side of the formation? Anybody want to help me out? How can he actually lead? He's not in front of the whole formation. It makes more sense in column. But how does he lead from this position? Yes, sir.
Because I have to maintain dress and interval with him, sir.
Okay, so a leading individual has to maintain his dress, absolutely, and he's using him as a reference point, so his interval. I want y'all to humor me for a second. Flat on me. Flight, attention, hut! What I want you to do, I want you to simply march in place. Don't worry about the steps. Just march in place. Nobody needs to be in step. March. Okay. March time. Hut! All right. So, imagine marching along, inverted line, living a dream. Make sure you maintain your dress and your cover. Make sure that you are establishing that interval and that distance if you're a leading or a base file member. Now, what I need for you to do, sir, I need you to march about 6 feet to your left. Okay? Cool. There we go. He's a leading individual. The whole reason you're shifting over right now is because the leading individual is correctly maintaining that perfect interval, that approximate 1 arm's length for the person to the left of him. He's also making sure he keeps his dress. Everyone else in the leading individual position, they're all keeping that dress. Now, Cadet Devon, I want you to march about 3 feet forward. then stop. And now see how we shift. I want you to feel it. Because you know, as long as you got your dress, and as long as the base file is moving up, because they need to keep that distance, that 40 inches from the chest up theirs, in the back of the person in front of them, they're going to steer the rest of the remaining individuals in the right direction. Now, what I would like you to do, sir, I want you to march about 8 feet back. And then face ways up. Oh, what happened? Uh-oh. Oh, now you got to back up. So now she has to back up. Because she's keeping that distance. Everyone else has to keep that dress. Got to keep going, sir. Got to keep going. Got to keep going. You're almost there. You're almost there. There we go. Cool. You got your dress now. Everyone else, whenever there's a shift, everyone move to get back in that position. This becomes second nature when you know your roles in the formation. When you have DCID and you know the different formations and where you at all given times, it's easy. I need everyone to continue marching, but 90 degrees to your left. Oh, snap. Now, all of a sudden, you're leading individuals. Oh, snap. Now, you're a base file. Everyone, stop marching. Everyone, turn 90 degrees to your left. First of elements, down on one knee. So, to close it out, if you all ensure that you know, no matter where you are in the formation, you know what your role is, the choreography is going to end up looking good. Everyone moves in the same sheet of music. Everyone moves to the same beat. Cadence a quick time. Everyone steps the same. But you got to understand, you got to use that precision. You got to use our core values, essence in all we do, in order to ensure that whenever we shift, just like that, you're going to have to step into action and know, holy crap, I was a base follower for a moment. We turn 90 degrees to the left, holy crap, now leading individual. My roles change. Sometimes things happen quick, and your roles change. All of a sudden, you're comfortable in this position, now you're in a different position. That's why y'all need to stay sharp, learn this stuff, and you're going to be teaching this to other people as well, and y'all need to make it second nature. Do y'all have any questions on DCID or the different four formations? Cool. Well, first two up. Turn 90 degrees to your right. This concludes my lesson. Light, tension, cut! With the exception of the front four individuals, to be taller than the cadet front, you tell me to move forward. Right, as you were. Right, head! With no exceptions, if you're taller than the cadet in front of you, tell me to move forward. Left, head! With the exception of the front four cadets, if you're taller than the cadet in front of you, tell me to move forward. Come! Fall out! I appreciate y'all time.